welcome to the Junior Duelling Challenge. We are at our final round of our Caribbean version of this program, and we are at the final round of our signature dish, our national dish competition. We saw 3 fierce rounds competed so far. Close are the marks, very, very close. Anyone can still win this because we have all of our final segment of this program, which is the mystery basket to come. After that, the scores from the mystery basket will be added to the scores of the signature dish, and the 3 highest scoring teams will go on to battle for gold, silver, and bronze. So we are down to our final pair of teams.
That's correct, Chef. The final 2. Sometimes, in competition, is the final 2, are those the lucky ones or those the not so lucky? What do you think?
I think in this case, they're the smart ones, because what they've seen is everything that went on with the previous rounds. You have chances now to know exactly what you should and what you shouldn't do. So it's sometimes an advantage to be.
Right.
You have to wait for your turn, but it's an advantage because if you're paying attention, you could learn a lot from what has gone by in those first 3 rounds.
Right. So
and it also tells you how the judges are thinking.
Right. So we're trading tired for know-how,
for
right?
knowledge.
All right.
Tired for knowledge.
Very
right.
good.
So those 2 teams that can benefit from those 3 rounds that went by are Team St. Lucia and Team St. Croix. Can you both join me over here, please? Now I'm going to have to deal with Team St. Croix because we don't have any bias over here. Seeing my co-host is from St. Croix. You think that will give you any sort of advantage here?
No, I don't think so.
Why, he doesn't like you?
We're good on our own.
You get on your own.
All right, let's go to St. Lucia here. St. Lucia, how are you?
Okay, we feel ecstatic. We're ready. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? What's your name?
Cheyenne. I can feel the pressure, but I'm very confident.
Pressure and confident, all right. So, ready to roll?
Yes, let's roll.
You had a competition, didn't you, in St. Lucia?
Yeah.
But you won it.
We won.
You didn't invite me, but it's okay.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah, you were good. I heard about it very, very early. So that's good. And you won. That's fantastic. And you had a competition as well, or you just got selected by your manager over there?
Yeah, there's a culinary technical school that we go to, and they select the best students that we have.
And you're the best?
Of course.
Oh, okay. There we go. So you know what? You're going to give this group and that group, St. Lucia and St. Croix, 5 minutes to get themselves together, after which they're going to have 35 minutes to impress our judges. And when we come back, our 35 minutes will start. See you back here on the Caribbean Junior Duelling Challenge.
There you go.
Turn up the taste. This is a meal prepared with Robert's garlic spread. A zesty spread made with real garlic and parsley with 0 trans fat. Robert's garlic spread. Turn up the taste.
DC Media, the home of culinary excellence. We bring you the best in culinary education, information, and entertainment. Just tune in to a range of programs such as Caribbean Cuisine, all you need to know about what is happening with what we grow and produce in our region. In need of excitement? Join us in the culinary arena for the Caribbean Junior Duelling Challenge. Here, the best of our junior culinary minds meet in exciting kitchen duels to determine which island will reign supreme as the Caribbean Junior Duelling Challenge champion. In need of some culinary education? Then Be a part of our annual Caribbean Culinary Conference, where top educators from across the world share their knowledge and expertise with our culinarians. Just want a relaxing moment? Then join Chef Edie in his kitchen for a casual meal or an easy-to-digest experience. DC Media, the place for your culinary satisfaction. So we're here in the culinary arena for the final round of our signature dish competition. This is, of course, our national dish. This is when they take their national dish and try to do like Trinidad has done so far and take it to as high a level as you possibly can. Said put Trinidad because they are leading as we go into the final game of this round, followed by Cayman Islands, Barbados, Dominica, Barbados, and Grenada. So now we're going to see what Team St. Croix and Team St. Lucia, who are really a tough team in this competition, has been for all the time has been here. See what they're going to do. They have 35 minutes to show us what they can do with their national dish. That 35 minutes will start right now. So St. Croix is up here, and maybe I can ask you, since you're from St. Croix as well. When you say St. Croix, if you say culinary in St. Croix, what do you expect to see?
Well, you see, the U.S. Virgin Islands is a mixed match of a lot of different cultures. And one of the things that we are American, but we are uniquely Canadian. We, over the years, I think we've tried a lot of different things, and I was surprised to hear that our team and our coach this year is going very simple, and I think that's what it is. Our foods are not always to be like anywhere else. Our foods come from the roots. They come from our old timers, right? There you go. I'm getting corrected by my coach down there. So
yeah, so you better leave it as is. Now you're a little bit ahead. So let's see what's happening here on the side of St. Croix. Some aromatics being cut here by on the side of Team St. Croix, and some pumpkin as well being cooked, and a pan with a little bit of oil, it looks like, and getting hot, and some knife work being done here by the team on St. Croix. What's happening on the side of St. Lucia?
St. Lucia, we're in the beginning stages of getting our mise en place ready. We're cutting some yellow pepper. We have some pumpkin on the table. Looks like we have some red snapper going on here. So the mise en place is nicely getting worked. The pots are getting hot. I'm sure we're going to smell some aromatics coming up pretty soon.
So we've been seeing some interesting things done with our Caribbean food here and with our national dishes. We've been seeing some of them blending together, some of them blending. We've seen some of them deconstructed, some of them recreated even as far as this Caribbean cuisine is concerned. All of the food put in the hand of these youngsters and all of the imaginative and creative ways in which it can be reproduced, we've been seeing here in the arena over the past couple days.
Right, and what we see here is that these chefs and these teachers have done a well job in training these kids and using techniques that are used around in culinary arts all around the world. Things are getting cut in the right directions here. We got brunoise going, we got juliennes going, all these lovely things that we use in culinary arts that are going to be done by our youngsters here. And I want to get out of the way. We start moving pretty fast already here.
I've been drawn right over to the end here of Team St. Croix because one of my favorite things I have right over here, and no, it's not bacon, no, it's not pork, it's actually herring. So, I love it. I love this as well. The smell, if nothing else.
The smoke here is really nice. It's a nice way, especially in the Caribbean. So I look forward to this.
That's right.
I guess, Chef, if it is smoked bacon, it must be smoked herring.
That's correct.
It's the best thing in the world.
Your guy here thinks it's the best thing in the world. And look,
I'm not going to argue with him.
But he just made it even better. What did he add? Some salt fish. So a little of some one here. You say that. So he's add some salt. He's going to add some saltfish to this herring. So some herring and saltfish, and I can see something like a batter going on here. So I'm assuming that some sort of fritter is going to be made again, like just that's going to happen here. That herring, though, in the meantime, has been put into a pan with some fat, some butter, and some aromatics as well, peppers and onions there in the pan. She's on plantain on the board, cut as well, and she's waiting there for some sort of application.
And here on St. Lucia's side, we have grated dasheen and coconut, peppers, and well, we may be making here a fritter or a dumpling. There's saltfish in there as well. Looks like a delicious mush of good stuff. The red snapper has been marinated with some herbs. There's an egg added to the dasheen, so we're definitely making some kind of fritter out of there because we certainly don't want to eat the thing raw, right? There's a raw egg in there. And our friends over here in St. Croix, there is some stuff in the pan. You want to take them on?
We'll take on Team St. Croix. Let's see what they have in that herring. What I'm surprised about though is that it's being cooked on a very low heat. You know, that's the thing about our Caribbean cooking. We are accustomed to cooking like in a fairly high heat cooking. This though has been gently cooked here, and you can see the tomatoes and the peppers in there already have that kind of cooking texture. So that texture is going to be very, very good. But you can see the blending of there. You can almost see if that is possible, blending the flavors going on there in that pan and the aroma. Hey, that's something to write home about.
And our countdown of the clock shows that we're then 26 minutes left on the clock.
Hey, 26 minutes left on the clock, and I'm waiting to see if there is anything else that's going on here on the side of St. Croix, or we're seeing the extent of the protein with red herring and saltfish.
And St. Lucia, we got some pineapple coming out, some beautiful ripe local pineapple.
That has been the trademark of the St. Lucian team. Every year, you can expect to get some sort of fruit in there. Pineapple is really one of the things that they use a lot, and there's always some sort of fruit going on in their presentation. Every year that has been the same. So you know what? I can see that's just the way they tend to marry and they're cooking. Maybe we can ask Chef Orlando here because he's a restaurant owner in St. Lucia as well. Orlando's. How's that going, by the way?
Like anything else, challenging but fun and games. If anything could be said, that once you own your own business, you know the challenges. I think these young students are what we're looking for to help build our businesses. Independent restaurants, we need more support. So, I mean, obviously, we'll look for some of these new students to come forward and come share the love, I'd like to say.
Right. And of what you've been seeing so far, do you think it's along the lines of what you like to offer in your restaurant?
Absolutely. One thing that St. Lucia likes to offer, and a few of the islands I've seen, is fresh ingredients, local ingredients. So that's one of our concepts. I guess some stuff going on. It's about the marinating and, you know, the pineapples, you know, the guavas, the mangoes, what's in season. So I'm very impressed with what's going on so far.
So you do use a lot of fruits in your cooking as well?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the guavas is really nice, you know, a lot of guavas, a lot of passion fruits. There is definitely a flavor we kind of translate into flavors in St. Lucia.
What has been your influence, though, into what you're doing?
Well, the challenge to me as a chef is that, you know, is to bring Caribbean cuisine to international recognition. So I want to commend you for this. What you're doing right now is excellent. The challenge for us is to try to showcase how we can use Caribbean cuisine in a more local way, you know, more creative way. So when our guests come to the Caribbean, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Croix, they get a flavor of the Caribbean experience.
Fantastic. You're on board with that, what we're doing here as well, for sure.
Absolutely. So keep training yourself.
Thanks very much for coming through, Orlando. He did a presentation earlier as well on sanitation, safety, and all that is required to make sure the food is healthy and safe when it gets to the customer. All that is so important. All of that is what these youngsters got to learn here during the workshops and the seminars in the first part of this competition, which was the conference section, part of the conference, which was the kind of workshop section.
And I really like, since we started this conference, that these youngsters are exposed to a little bit of training, safety, sanitation. We had Chef Schmidtke doing a wonderful demonstration on plating desserts. And I'm happy to say that these kids always take something out from those and then use it at the competition level. I can smell St. Lucia's guava wine. It's very aromatic in the air. And that has been added together with the fish bones and some pumpkin and some aromatics in a pot.
What kind of fish is there?
It looks like it's a red snapper, and they're using the bones and the head from the red snapper to make to cook their pumpkin, I guess.
And here on the side of St. Croix, that saltfish now is now being given the treatment. Just as the red herring was cooked before, now the saltfish is being cooked here now by Team St. Croix. So we're seeing some frying now going on the side of Team St. Croix. Let's say it looks like plantain, they're frying over here. Plantain, and you see some okra here as well. Looks like it's going to be going to this. And that batter we spoke about earlier is over here as well. So it looks like some sort of fritters will be fried as well. We'll just have to wait and see. But it looks that way to me. A nice batter of some sort has been made there. So I'm expecting a fritter to be fried. The okras are being floured a bit. The seeds have been removed. So I guess they don't want it to be too slimy. So we remove the seeds, and just the green, the beautiful green outside of the okra has been dredged with flour, and it looks as though it's getting ready to be placed into that fryer.
Right, okra, another vegetable that we use throughout the Caribbean in one or another way. Over here in the camp of the St. Lucia, we're cutting some lovely red onions while we're making these fritters. Beautiful work is being done. The pineapple is in a pan, caramelizing in the back. While in the front, we're making a nice fish stock with this pumpkin. And we're down to 19 minutes and 55 seconds left in this competition.
So at that time, you're going to have to take a break. When we come back, we will see exactly how these okras, plantain come out here in the fryer, and how those fritters or bakes or patties or whatever is going on there with St. Lucia comes together right here in the culinary arena when we come back on the Caribbean Junior Duelling Challenge.
Turn up the taste. This is a meal prepared with Robert's garlic spread. A zesty spread made with real garlic and parsley with 0 trans fat. Robert's garlic spread. Turn up the taste.
DC Media, the home of culinary excellence. We bring you the best in culinary education, information, and entertainment. Just tune in to a range of programs such as Caribbean Cuisine, all you need to know about what is happening with what we grow and produce in our region. In need of excitement? Join us in the culinary arena for the Caribbean Junior Duelling Challenge. Here, the best of our junior culinary minds meet in exciting kitchen duels to determine which island will reign supreme as the Caribbean Junior Duelling Challenge champion. In need of some culinary education? Then, be a part of our annual Caribbean Culinary Conference, where top educators from across the world share their knowledge and expertise with our culinarians. Just want a relaxing moment? Then join Chef Edie in his kitchen for a casual meal or an easy-to-digest experience. DC Media, the place for your culinary satisfaction. So back here in the arena, I can already smell the aromas coming from over there on the team side of Team St. Lucia. And of course, those are all mingling with the aromas from Team St. Croix of that red herring and saltfish over there. And I just saw the mandolin being used on the side of Team St. Lucia as well.
Right, so there seems to be a nice little vegetable slaw of sorts getting put together over here. Is that you have cucumbers, peppers, those red onions are in there. and I'm smelling some pepper from somewhere. Ooh, they're getting into your nose. And those are the local hot pepper. You can smell the spice.
That has to be St. Lucia. They're always along that line. You see some egg being taken, the shell being taken away here on the side of Team St. Croix. Some eggs there being shelled. So I'm still kind of a loss as to where St. Croix is going, because I'm seeing red herring, I'm seeing saltfish, now I'm seeing egg, I've seen some pumpkin, and some fritters being fried over here with plantain and okra. How is this going to come together?
Chef, I can tell you, I didn't have breakfast, but that sure sounds like a crucian breakfast to me. And we're down to 14 minutes and 31 seconds.
So a lot of the cooking has been done on the side of Team St. Croix. I am thinking that maybe a lot of it has been done over on the side of St. Lucia as well. Some seasoning now, that little special touch of seasoning to the product that came out of the fryer. And like any good chef will, he puts the salt and pepper on there immediately as it comes out of the oil. And that's what you need to do when you're going to fry your seasoning immediately after. Don't let it sit. Don't let it cool. Season it as soon as it comes from the fryer. Good work there from Team St. Croix. So here's 5 minutes to go now in this competition. More frying going on here on the side of Team St. Croix. Now those eggs that were dipped in egg wash and covered with breadcrumbs and flour looks as though they're ready now. Right into the fryer they go there as well. And while that's frying, still some more frying on top front here. It looks like that pumpkin is being passed through a sieve here on the side of Team St. Croix, while those fritters are being shallow fried now. So we saw some deep fried fritters. Now we're seeing some shallow fried fritters.
And over here in St. Lucia, we're back on with fire. We're cooking with heat. Everything is on. No slowdown. It's real quick changing gas, just like we do in our restaurant business.
Just like a car race, right?
Beautiful.
Right
They went on.
Right out of the pits.
They just went over, put a pot on the other stove, and they were fine. And we're down to 4 minutes and 48 seconds. So now things really start to heat up.
These eggs that were breaded, and this is just the egg white, the boiled egg white. The actual yolk had been removed, and then they were coated and fried. And this is again the first time I've seen this though, but it looks very, very interesting. I must say, it looks really interesting here. This egg that has been fried with, from the side of St. Croix. Irene, have you ever seen it before? Deep fried egg?
It could be like a Scotch bonnet egg. Have you ever heard that?
Scotch egg. Scotch egg.
Yeah.
But Scotch egg is actually the whole boiled egg with the yolk and everything.
Variation. He took his own spin on it.
Yeah. So interesting.
He's gonna fill it on top.
Wait and see. That's a good guess. You haven't learned your
Down
lessons
to
yet, though,
3
right?
minutes and 6 seconds. So less than 4 minutes left in this heat.
4 minutes, and 3 minutes and 47 seconds left. Now, still not a real sense of urgency. It seems as though they're all just under control. That's what it seems like. So no running around, no rushing around. It is time for the plating, though. I have not seen the plates coming up. With 3 minutes, 33 seconds left, it's about time for those plates to be out, because it gets down to the crunch time just about this time. I always say, 2 minutes for plating. That's your safe zone. 2 minutes for plating. We are well under that now, because we're batting at 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. That gives you just over 1.5 minutes to do each plate and get it on the judges' table as we speak. Those plates from Team St. Lucia are now headed for the open to get some heat, and the judges' table is being brought forward. So that is the sign that Grim Reaper is just on the outside waiting for you at this point in time. Once you see that table comes here, he's lurking around your door. You need to get it done. You need to get it ready. 2 minutes, 47 seconds. Some spinach has just gone into some liquid there on the side of Team St. Croix, and those eggs now go onto a plate. So the plating has started for Team St. Croix. Those eggs go, now they're back up again. Maybe a little bit of a change. Some direction being given by the manager there of the team. Quiet, calm, but very firm as well. So you know exactly what to think. They wouldn't play with this young lady.
And just 2 more minutes on the clock, 2:18 to be exact. Now we're going towards the plating part.
So a little bit of cinnamon being added to this crushed pumpkin here. Is it a sauce? What is it going to be? Now the plating has to go on. It is 1 minute, 34 seconds. Definitely some overtime will take place here today. Definitely some overtime. You'll be losing some points here. This is always very, very dangerous because I don't see them getting this over in that 1 minute and 20 seconds or so we have remaining. St. Lucia, they've started with the sauce in the middle of the plate. St. Croix, though, they started, stopped, started again, stop, and now it's about their third start here on turn of Team St. Croix. Looks like that pumpkin sauce is being placed on the plate at this time. The spinach is still being begged to cook in that hot liquid there on Team St. Croix. But in the meantime, a fancy design is being done with those fritters on the side of Team St. Lucia. Great presentation, and that again has been always one of St. Lucia's strong points. That presentation. So the sauce is still there, nice and steamy, so that's really hot for the judges. Here comes the spinach now. They're trying to get that out on the side of Team St. Croix. 2 swipes on the plate with that pumpkin from Team St. Croix, and they're just getting that trying to get that spinach with 28 seconds to go. 28 seconds to go, definitely overtime. Still some cooking going on, more frying here on the side of Team St. Croix. So I don't know, with 28 seconds to go, 14 seconds to go now, and we're now starting to fry some other things again. So lots and lots of frying being done here. It is a fried platter, it looks like, with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the time. Now they're into overtime.
We're into overtime. Both teams into overtime.
This is dangerous time now. They're both losing 1 point at this time. Both losing 1 point at this time. So that spinach now goes into the center of the plate. Right, this is on the side of Team St. Croix. Right between those 2 swipes of pumpkin.
Team St. Lucia is placing their slaw on top of their fritters. Very interesting presentation. And we're going. We're down 41 seconds into overtime.
So that's the first point they would have lost. And now we are heading hard. We're 10 seconds away from our 2nd minute of overtime. That, again, is not a very safe place. So we had the spinach. Now we've seen those boiled egg whites. And now some of that cooked saltfish, it looks like, goes into the egg, into that fried egg white. There's some cooked saltfish goes in there. And this is all on the side of in the kitchen of Team St. Croix. What else is happening over there, Chef Deuce? What else is happening on the side of St. Lucia?
St. Lucia is putting some microgreens onto their product here. Looks like the sauce is on, the pineapple is on. We're into 1 minute and 38 seconds overtime, and St. Lucia is on the table.
There goes St. Lucia over to the table with their presentation, saying, and we are 1 minute 48 seconds into overtime. That is 2 points they think they're going to lose. But St. Croix, they've lost already 2 and 5 seconds away from losing another one. So here, into the 2nd minute now of overtime, right into the 2nd minute of overtime by Team St. Croix. But you know what? It doesn't even seem like they're bothered about that. Just putting it on together. No rush, no hustle, no bother. Hey, we have all the time in the world. It looks like them. 2 minutes, 18 seconds into overtime. Still doesn't seem to be a rush. I guess this is cruising mode here, Jeff.
We're talking definitely cruising time here. Remember, our wedding starts 4 hours late. Why not breakfast?
Oh, I tell you. So now here goes those fried plantain. Lots of fried components on this plate, and the plantain goes on there. Again, being placed in St. Lucia, cleaning up, all done and dusted. They're cleaning up their station. And these different types of fried plantain, one breaded and one pan fried, shallow fried, but it is nice and clear. A contrast in the plantain as well. I'm seeing that saltfish there sitting on that egg. It does look like it would be a tasty combination. You think, Irene?
Yeah, absolutely. Looks good so far.
Really good. Yeah. Looks like a good combination, like good blend of flavors.
Yeah, lots of fried. I love fried. And then the spinach.
So, but still, into 3 minutes overtime. But are they bothered? Not at all. Memories, Chef Deuce, of St. Croix a couple years ago. And they're onto the table now with just about 3 minutes, 27 seconds into overtime. The judges will determine.
I'm blaming it on the Hurricanes.
on the Hurricanes. Judges will determine how many points they will lose. When we come back, you'll hear from the judges all that they have to say, all about the flavors, all about everything that went on in this, the first round of competition. Our national dish round has come to an end with this competition. When we come back, we'll hear from the judges.
Turn up the taste. This is a meal prepared with Robert's garlic spread. A zesty spread made with real garlic and parsley with 0 trans fat. Robert's garlic spread. Turn up the taste.
DC Media, the home of culinary excellence. We bring you the best in culinary education, information, and entertainment. Just tune in to a range of programs such as Caribbean Cuisine, all you need to know about what is happening with what we grow and produce in our region. In need of excitement? Join us in the culinary arena for the Caribbean Junior Duelling Challenge. Here, the best of our junior culinary minds meet in exciting kitchen duels to determine which island will reign supreme as the Caribbean Junior Duelling Challenge champion. In need of some culinary education? Then, be a part of our annual Caribbean Culinary Conference, where top educators from across the world share their knowledge and expertise with our culinarians. Just want a relaxing moment? Then join Chef Edie in his kitchen for a casual meal or an easy-to-digest experience. DC Media, the place for your culinary satisfaction. So, welcome back. We have made it down to the end of the final match in the national dish round. We had some really great performances. This is the final match, as I said, match number 4. And it was again St. Croix up against St. Lucia. Now, again, the rumors were kind of really overwhelming there at some time, Chef Deuce.
Absolutely. There was a lot of different things going on. There was a lot of different smells coming up. And we'll see what the judges say.
So, you know what, without much further ado, let's go straight over to Chief Judge, Chef Manfred Schmidtke.
Yeah, thank you. So again, we had a lot of Caribbean flair again going here. Everybody tried to signify their dish from the country. Can you tell me what you guys did over here?
Hi, my name is Orion, and this is a broken down, like a deconstructed Cruisian breakfast. So you could find this breakfast anywhere, like especially in the morning time, at any bakery or like maybe on the side of the road, like some really popular vendors. And it's usually just everything, you know how Caribbean people eat food, everything plopped in a plate and you eat it, it tastes good. So we decided to separate all the components so you could really taste like everything on its own. And usually it's like a plain boiled egg. So like we decided to fry it so we could add another texture component to the dish so it could be a little elevated.
Okay. Let me ask you, oh, go ahead. So in your some of the requests there was herring that you added, right? Typically to the dish.
Yes.
So was there herring in this particular dish?
Or
there was a reason why you left it out, or?
Yes. Yeah, we left it out because it wasn't. It was a little. It had too much flavor. So you know, we couldn't make it onto the plate.
Very good, very good. Yeah, we thought there was a lot going on the plate, a lot of different components in there. Keep it a little bit more like on the. Even though I love the destructing part, you know, or reconstructing part of it, but keep it all more together. However, you know, and hone in on, play more time on the, spend more time on the flavor. So, but overall, it was very good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Chef, you want to talk about St. Lucia there?
You guys want to tell me what you did? Then we'll go from there.
Okay, my name is Karina, and today we have prepared a dish which symbolizes a mixture of various flavors from our country, St. Lucia, like the dashing rosti. For Cjcc in St. Lucia, it has some of the most tastiest and juicy dashings you can ever find. So we have incorporated that in there. Also with a touch of saltfish, since our national dish originally is green fig and saltfish, we kind of deconstructed it and we used the dashing with the saltfish instead of green fig and saltfish. Also, we have a pineapple chutney with some red cabbage in there.
Okay, and we have a pumpkin sauce. And I really want to mention that the pumpkin sauce has guava wine in it. The guava wine comes from my grandmother, but it was passed down to my mother, and she was the one who made the guava wine for the pumpkin sauce. So I really wanted to mention that in the...
Good job, guys. Good job. We definitely tasted that guava in there. I did. I loved it. I love the roti. So what you called it? Roti. You call it roti? Rusty. Sorry. It's very delicious, crispy. You got nice, tall presentation, which I love. The salad was fresh. The fish was delicious. I wish the skin was crispier. That's the only thing, or off, one or the other. Your sauces were beautiful. The chutney part was a little too sweet for me. It was just taking away from the savoriness of that delicious sauce. But otherwise, this was a beautiful dish. Good job.
Thank you.
Definitely, and in closing, one more time, I have to say this color on there just also reminds me of the mountains of St. Lucia. Very well done. Excellent.
So I guess it was a tough week for you so far with this judging these national dishes. How did you find that?
Everybody wants to win, and everybody's going head to head, and we are going to start again tomorrow, and we're going to see what happens.
Right. And for you, Irene, how was the experience for you coming all the way from the other side of the world? Now you're in the Caribbean for the first time, right?
This is new and exotic to me, so I'm just excited to actually take some of these flavors myself and start experimenting. A lot of these are new to me. You hear me asking questions and looking and kept walking up to him and I'm like, what is that? Never seen it before and now I know. So I love it. I love it. You guys really brought your roots. So thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good, really great. Okay, so all that's left for me to do now is to give you the final scores this afternoon. And it was again St. Croix up against St. Lucia. St. Croix, you made a score of 30.12. 30.12 for Team St. Croix. St. Lucia, your score for this season's signature dish round is 40.5. So if I can give you now the scores from bottom to top, if you want to put it that way, Grenada, they're going through to the second round on 27. St. Croix, 30.1. Barbados, 33. Cayman A, 36.5, but they will be out from this one, I think. Cayman B, 36.8. Dominica, 37.25. St. Lucia, 40.5. And top of the table, Trinidad and Tobago, 44.25. So that is how they go into the second round. But we all know that can change pretty quickly with one good performance from someone or one not so good performance from one of the top teams. So you have to be with us next week when we start our mystery basket round. The draws will be made, and next week you'll see which are our first teams up. But I think the judges have decided there will be 2 rounds of 4, making it even more interesting next week. 2 rounds of 4, right, Chef? We have a very mean chief judge this year, one Manfred Schmidt, chef, and he tries to make it a little bit more difficult. So 2 rounds of 4 in the next round. The first 4 will be up next week. So join me then when we see how it turns out right here in the Culinary Arena. First round of our mystery basket right here Junior Dueling Challenge. DC Media, the place for your culinary satisfaction.